Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Shmate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Tanani. Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Shmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani, Pachadini, Nirvishesha Shanivani Pashchata Desha Parini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are continuing on with part 2 of a seminar on Sampradaya and Sampradayic systems. Last time we looked at what is a Sampradaya. What are the bonafide Sampradayas? We actually looked at the verses in Padma Purana and Garga Samhita on this topic. So in this session, we're going to cover Sampradayic principles. If for someone who is in a Sampradaya, one of the bonafide Vaishnava Sampradayas for getting knowledge, the 4 Sampradayas, for someone who is in that, what should be the principles to follow? Okay, we shall begin. We covered Sampradayas last time, disciplic succession. So now, Sampradayic principles. The duty or dharma of the disciple or follower who took shelter. So what are the Sampradayic principles? 1, we're going to look at first of all, how Sampradaya links us to Krishna. We are quite far from perfection and not having access to Krishna. But through the Sampradaya, we can get linked to Krishna. This is a very major point. And then for one in the Sampradaya, the principle of chastity. The principle of learning the complete siddhanta. The complete teachings of the Sampradaya. Principle of protecting the siddhanta, which falls upon every follower or disciple in the Sampradaya. The principle of spreading the teachings. So these are different principles that one has to follow in the Sampradaya. Okay, first, the link to Krishna. Let's look at that. So here are the points. We cannot directly approach Krishna. This is injunction in the Vedas. Krishna says that in many places, that we cannot come to him directly. We have to take a spiritual master, a guru. So Krishna says that by taking a guru, one can then approach him. That is the system. So by taking shelter of the Guru, it is said that Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmand Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. After roaming around in this material creation, roaming around means taking different bodies in different planets. The soul, who is very fortunate, he gets the mercy of Guru and Krishna. He gets the Bhakti Lata Bij. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. In other words, he gets a Pramanik Guru in Sampradaya. He gets a bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, it's very difficult in Kali Yuga, so many cheaters. But after many, many births, if someone is very fortunate, then Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. They will get the seed of Bhakti. So, Krishna says in many places that we have to take a guru. So many in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, so many. All the Shastras. And Krishna himself takes a guru when he comes, although he doesn't need to, but he will take a guru. Why? Because he wants to show. He wants to show us Ram, Krishna, whenever they came. They also had spiritual masters. So the Guru links us to Krishna. We cannot approach Krishna. We don't know who is Krishna. We are covered in Maya. We are covered by so many misconceptions, and Satchidananda is covered. So how can we come to Krishna? The Guru can link us, because the Guru is linked. He's supposed to be linked. The Guru links us to Krishna. Service to the Guru is passed on from him to his Guru, his Guru, etc. upwards, to upwards in the Sampradaya towards Krishna. So like that we have a Sampradaya. We do service to our Guru. And then that service, it's like it goes to Krishna, because that Guru, bonafide Guru, will never accept that he is a Guru. He'll say, I am a representative, just a servant of God. So when we serve him, he will take that service and give it to his Guru. He'll say that my Guru is the one. He'll say that my Guru is the personality who has made me what I am. So he will pass on to his Guru. And then his Guru will say, I am not qualified, I am not, although we see them as representing Krishna, but they will say like that anything I am is because of my Guru's mercy. So they will pass on to their Guru, his Guru, until it reaches Krishna. So in this way, the Guru is the medium for approaching Krishna, transparent via medium. If we do any service to the Guru, then it goes to Krishna. If we give anything, any honor or any even money, it's like we are giving to Krishna. So that is the way that Krishna is so merciful. He comes in form of the spiritual master before us, so that we are able to access him in a different way. So as we mentioned, that the Guru, the approach to Krishna is through the Guru in every sense. For example, when we pay obeisance to the deity, first we'll chant Pranamantra of Guru, then we'll chant the Pranamantra of the deity whom we are paying obeisance to. Okay, and then when we do puja, arati, when we chant Sandhya Vandana, anything, we'll take the Guru's name first. So in this way, the Guru links us to Krishna. This is the link to Krishna for us, the Guru. So in this way, we can actually say in one way that bhakti begins after Diksha, because Diksha is the process when we are connected to the Sampradaya. And so we are connected to Krishna. So our service and everything we do then is going to Krishna. Otherwise, it's a kind of purification, not strictly bhakti. Bhakti begins after Diksha. For the process of bhakti, any book you read in the Shastra, there must be a Guru. So therefore, we can say that after Diksha, and bhakti begins. One who takes Diksha in Parampara is able to get mercy of previous acharyas in his line. So we have a Sampradaya, and the Sampradaya consists of one Guru, then his Guru, like this all the way to Krishna. Now, when we take initiation and we come into a Sampradaya, then we pray to our Guru. But then, for example, on our altar, we see our Guru's picture, his Guru, like this, the previous acharyas. And so it's for us a great fortune that we are able to access all these Gurus through our Guru, but it has to be through our Guru. And as strictly speaking, we don't pray to previous acharyas directly. We first take shelter of our Guru, say his Pranamantra. Otherwise, it's a form of Mayavad to try and jump over the Guru or the present acharyas. And so if on appearance and disappearance days of certain acharyas, then we can access them, special mercy. But we should understand that our Guru is the embodiment of all the previous acharyas. And so this Sampradaya system is very powerful, and it's a Vedic system to ensure our success if we follow and in a proper mood and consciousness. Okay, so one who takes Diksha in Parampara is able to get the mercy of the previous acharyas. Okay, a next point on the link to Krishna, this linking, how Parampara links us to Krishna. Even though we seem far away from Krishna, in parampara and in time, it is not actually so. Okay, what does this sentence mean? Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. Well, he's always present. He appeared in this manifestation. He manifested before us 5,000 years ago physically. And that is a different time and different place. So Krishna, who appeared that time, a long time ago, in another place, in Kurukshetra, Mathura, Vrindavan. I'm here in JP Nagar, Bangalore. So how can I access Krishna? Through the Sampradaya, to the Guru, because Krishna is eternal. So wherever he is, whenever he appeared, whichever place, if we simply take shelter of the Guru, then we can access Krishna. It's not, Krishna reserves the right. Naham prakasha sarvasya, he says. I am not manifest to everyone. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrita. Murhoyam nabijananti. Mam ebhya param avyayam. Krishna says that I am not manifest to everyone. Those who don't accept me as supreme, I cover myself so they'll never understand who I am and how to understand my form and good qualities and pastimes. So Krishna may not reveal himself, but if we approach in the proper mood to our Guru, then we can access Krishna through the Guru. The Guru is the via medium, therefore essential. Okay, that it says that. So it is not actually so that Krishna is so far, because in parampara, at any time, Krishna directly acts through the Guru. It is said when the Guru speaks, Krishna speaks through him. So Krishna helps us from within. In three ways Krishna helps. So inside everyone is the Paramatma. That's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 15. The Paramatma is the form of Krishna which is inside everyone. So that form of Krishna, here it says, Bhagavad Gita chapter 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hirdi sanivishto matta smritim jnanam apohanam cha. Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, text 15. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So if Krishna is present in everyone, can we communicate with him? We are not able to now because we are not in a pure form. We have so many desires. And so Krishna appears externally in the form of the Guru. The Paramatma appears as the Guru, and that is called Chaitya Guru. So in that way, we are able to directly relate with Krishna through the Guru. So that is a concept of Chaitya Guru. So we said Krishna helps in three ways. One is internally as Paramatma. It may be in the beginning stage of bhakti, we will not get so much access to that, but externally he comes as the Guru, the Diksha Guru, and as Shastra. Shastra is Shabda Brahman, transcendental sound. What do you say? Ved Narayan Sakshat. The Veda is directly Narayan. So the Veda, the Paramatma, and the Guru, three ways Krishna helps to guide us and bring us to perfection. Sarvasya chaham hirdi. Yeah, we just looked at that verse. Okay. Now, although Krishna is in everyone's heart, he will reciprocate more with devotees as they are devoted to him. So we may say that Krishna is in everyone's heart. So he can help everyone. Not everyone. Here Krishna says in chapter 9, text 29 of Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshvasti na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me is in devotion, is a friend, is in me, and I am always a friend to him. Krishna says here that yes, I am equal to everyone, and that's what we understand, that is God. But if someone is devoted to Krishna, then he will reciprocate more. That means that the form of Krishna in the heart as Paramatma, he will reciprocate more with the devotee if someone is a devotee. Otherwise, the Paramatma form is in everyone, but he will not communicate. If somebody doesn't want to know him, people have a plan to enjoy this material world. And then if Krishna comes in and speaks, then it takes away their illusion that they are masters and enjoyers, and there's no God. But if someone turns to Krishna, then from within, he will guide him how to come to him. Dadami buddhi Dadami buddhi yogam tam yanamam upayantite. Krishna says that I'll give them intelligence how to come to me. Okay, so he says like that. The great strength of the Sampradaya is that we get knowledge intact as it is, passed down gradually. Like when one passes down a fruit from the top of the tree to the bottom. So one analogy is given that if someone is on a tree at the top of a mango tree and wants to pass down a ripe fruit to someone else at the bottom, there's two ways. One is that he'll drop the fruit from the top and then the person down will catch it. It might hit a branch, or even the person catches it, it might explode because of the gravity, the force of the fall. But another way to give the fruit to the person at the bottom is to pass the fruit gradually from through the hands of other people who are in the tree, and like that hand it down till it reaches the person. So in this way, when you have a sampradaya, knowledge is handed down carefully, and it comes intact. Otherwise, if we simply rely that we want to get knowledge, it was spoken, and then someone told someone, and they didn't hear it properly, then within a short time, that knowledge will be distorted. And any religious system without a sampradaya, we can see that distortion has happened. But the Vedic system, the sampradaya is intact. Therefore, more or less, this civilization is intact. The Vedic civilization is the oldest known continuing civilization. It never stopped, it went on. The Sampradaya system preserved the spiritual intrinsic nature of the culture, which kept people going, and therefore kept them from going to gross materialism. Of course, it happened a lot, we can see today, but compared to others, it's not so bad. So the strength of this Sampradaya is that we get knowledge intact as it's passed down gradually. So now in looking at the Sampradayic principles, there are 4 principles to look at. Principle of chastity, principle of learning the complete siddhanta, principle of protecting the siddhanta, principle of spreading the teachings. So we are going to look at them one by one. The principle of chastity. One who takes diksha in the Sampradaya draws on the mercy and spiritual potency from it, but must also be loyal to the Sampradaya by following it. If I'm in a Sampradaya and I took diksha, so I get so much benefit. So I am supposed to be grateful to the Guru and to the Acharyas and follow it, basically, follow the teachings. Gurur Avagya. There's a concept of Gurur Avagya. This is in Padma Purana. This is called the 3rd offense to the holy name, Nama Prad. If somebody is chanting Hare Krishna and disobeys the orders of the spiritual master, or considers him a normal person, then he'll not advance by the chanting. This Gurur Avagya, it could translate to disobey the orders of the spiritual master or consider him an ordinary person. So Gurur Avagya means not listening to the Guru or not respecting his position. That is contradicting the principle of chastity that we should have. So this word chastity is normally used for wives towards their husbands. A wife is supposed to be chaste, pativrata, we say that. Similarly, when in Sampradaya, one should be chaste to the Sampradaya. This means that one should follow the principles and be properly represent the Sampradaya by not compromising on the principles it stands for. If one does not follow the previous Acharya, what happens? He will not advance. So we follow Prabhupada. And anyone is a guru is simply giving the knowledge that Prabhupada gave. So being in a Sampradaya means we should follow the principles properly and not compromise. The previous Acharyas, they had a mood, how they will teach, what points, what was there. For example, Vaishnava Sampradayas opposed Mayava. Every single Acharya opposed it and spoke against it. And so someone in the Sampradaya should also do that. We follow the Acharyas. We may not understand now, but if we just follow, we'll understand. We may not have that realization. but the disciple of the Guru who is in the Sampradaya, his duty is to follow his Guru, and his Guru will be following his Guru and that Sampradaya, and then the complete teaching must be preserved, and the policy, for example, to oppose Mayava, to oppose impersonalism is a major feature of Srila Prabhupada mission. He said, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, to deliver the Western nations from impersonalism and voidism. So that should be the aim of the disciples, grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. That is the Sampradaya principle. That's for every Vaishnava Sampradaya, actually. Okay, so that is chastity to the Sampradaya. Supposing if we are not chaste to the Sampradaya, what happens? We will not advance, to put it simply. We will not advance because the mercy comes from the Guru. The mercy to advance. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasya hi katitartha prakashante tasyaita hi katitartha prakashante mahatmana. Only to one who has implicit faith in the Guru and in Krishna, both, can the knowledge of the Vedas be revealed. Prakashante mahatmana. So we have to be chaste to the Guru and to the Sampradaya. And we have to have faith in the Guru for the teachings to be revealed. Otherwise, if we do not follow the previous acharyas, we will not advance. This is the principle of chastity of the Sampradaya. Okay. So next point. The principle of learning the complete siddhanta. In the Sampradaya, it is duty of the disciple and the person in the Sampradaya to learn this complete knowledge given in that Sampradaya. The principle of learning the complete siddhanta. Okay, siddhanta. What is the meaning of siddhanta? Siddhanta is siddha. Siddha means perfect or complete. Anta means the end. So this means the perfect conclusion of philosophical knowledge. Like everyone is speaking philosophy, there's so many things about soul and God and all that. But what is the conclusion? What is the end? The perfection. So that is Vaishnava Siddhanta. The Vaishnava Siddhanta is perfect and complete. So that's what the meaning of Siddhanta is. It's different from philosophy. Philosophy, everyone has a philosophy. It's not a question of tattva or philosophy. The question is, what is the perfection of that philosophy? And that is in the Vaishnava understanding. I am a sole eternal servant of God, and there are a lot of things to understand. So any person or disciple in the parampara is duty bound to follow, to know the complete philosophy. One has to know that. Okay. And he has to be a proper representative. For example, if I am saying that I am in this Sampradaya or that Sampradaya, I'm in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, so I have to properly represent it. I cannot say something which is not in our parampara. So in that, we will not do that, be able to do that unless we learn the philosophy properly. An example is given, just like in a company or a factory, anyone working would know the activities and the mission of the company. They should. You ask them that, where are you getting your raw material? What is your policy? They should know some basic thing. So in the same way, anybody who's claiming to be in a parampara, he should know what is the aims, what is the perfection, everything he should know about this. And another reason to learn the complete Siddhanta is because one may end up becoming a guru. Of course, that's a very rare thing. But not only that someone may become a guru, but even if he doesn't become a guru, but he has to pass on the knowledge to friends, family, or anyone who asks him. So for that reason, he should learn the Siddhanta completely. And he cannot say, I don't know. But if you're in a parampara, you must know. Therefore, the follower, he must properly understand the Siddhanta, so that when he teaches, he'll not make a mistake. If someone learns the wrong concept in philosophy, then it's a big disservice to the Sampradaya and it risks deviation or change. So this is something which was considered very serious in Vedic circles. From young age, people were taught to follow Shastra. Shastra Yonitvat, Vedanta Sutra says. Shastra is the source of everything, source of all knowledge, source of everything. We'll not speculate and use our mind that I think God is like this, I think perhaps, maybe. It's not like that. Exact knowledge. So that is given in Shastra. And people are taught from young age that we should take knowledge in that way. Perfect knowledge. So that people should look at it in that way. Otherwise, if they learn the wrong concepts, then what happens is that there's a deviation. Dharmasya glani. Why Krishna said that in Bhagavad Gita, why does he come again? Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. When there is a discrepancy in the dharma, when the deviation happened, the knowledge was not passed down. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati abhyuthanam adharmasya. And irreligiosity increases, then Krishna descends. In other words, it's very serious because we are given the philosophy and how to come out of this material world. But if it's changed and we do something wrong, then we'll not be able to come out. For example, it's very common in many spiritualist circles that after some time they start to do a lot of welfare work and feed poor people and give medicine and these things. This has nothing to do with religion. But it gives, when people do that, it gives a certain taste, a certain feeling, a nice feeling when they want to do. But Bhagavad Gita doesn't say that, neither do the Shastra. I'm talking about for a devotee, a sadhu, for on the path of Krishna consciousness. He should give Krishna consciousness, not material benefits. So when the dharma teaching is not passed down properly, then that is dharmasya glani, a deviation happens. And that's a big problem because in future generations, they will not get the complete fruit, the complete package. So it is the duty of everyone in the Sampradaya to learn the philosophy properly so that they can pass it on properly. Okay, the next point we look at is the principle of protecting the siddhanta. Okay, we look at that. It's the duty of one who entered a sampradaya through diksha or shiksha to protect it. We should not expect others to do it. Okay, what does it mean, protection of the sampradaya? Here we're talking about philosophical protection. Okay, in the sense that someone for example, there was a time when it was in Rajasthan, Ramanandi Sampradaya challenged the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They spoke to Baladevi Vibhushan at that time, the Acharya, and said that you are in the Madhva Sampradaya. We accept that. But the Gaudiya Sampradaya does not have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. It is the practice of Sampradayas to write a commentary on Vedanta Sutra for their darshan to be bona fide, their view. So, but the thing is that Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So it was not written in our line. So Ramanandi is challenged that you are worshipping Radharani. And how is she in Shastra? And what is this understanding? And if you cannot explain it, we're going to remove from the altar Radharani. So Baladevi Vibhushan was he was wondering what are we going to, so he went to his guru, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur had become apparently materially looking old and frail. He said he would not do it. He told Baladevi Vibhushan, you write the commentary. Baladevi Vibhushan thought, I'm not qualified, what will I do? So he went, and then overnight he slept, and literally Krishna came and gave him the commentary. He woke up and wrote it and gave it, and they accepted. So yeah, what does this tell us? That anyone who is in the parampara, we have to protect philosophical challenges that would be there, that may come, and that for that we have to know the philosophy. It could be someone close, some major idea, major challenge, and we cannot say, okay, I'm going to call my friend or this person or that person or guru to do it. We have to be able to do it. That's essential for someone in the Sampradaya to defend the Sampradaya philosophical challenge. Okay, what do we mean by protection? As I mentioned, challenge by outside people, questioning the basis of the Sampradaya. That can happen. People will question, what is this? What is this Gaudiya Vaishnava? You're worshipping, you're doing this, what is that? Where is the proof? So we should know, okay? Especially one who took Diksha. Maybe others are still learning. Another challenge may come from people within the Sampradaya, unfortunately, who change the Sampradaya or philosophy. Why would someone change the philosophy? Okay, that would happen when, for example, someone wants to be religious, but they cannot follow the standard. So they want to change the standard. If we say that, okay, we follow 4 regulated principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. So if someone says everything's fine, but we can't avoid illicit sex. So in their teaching, they'll say that this is not absolutely necessary to follow. And that's like a change. It's a change, it's a deviation. So that won't be accepted. And the person in the Sampradaya should speak out. No, this is not it. This is not it. So challenge may come from outside or from inside. From inside, they may change something. And so we have to be ready, and we have to, otherwise, if we do not know, we'll also be sucked into the deviation, and then we'll be lost. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote, and I read this in Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav, the life story of Srila Prabhupada's guru. He wrote in one poem, 100 refutation, 1,000, is it 100? Shata. 100 refutations of mundane mellows. It was a poem, very philosophical, on rasa. So he said there that if someone does not know the full philosophy, then he cannot get liberation in his practice, bhakti. If he got the philosophy wrong, he'll not be able to fully get perfection in life. So that's required. So protection from challenges from outside people, questioning the basis of the Sampradaya, and challenged by people within who try to change the philosophy. Now, when we're speaking about protecting the siddhanta of the Sampradaya, the first and best thing is to learn the philosophy and simply practice it properly. Then you will be the example. People will see properly. Okay? That is the principle of protecting siddhanta. Okay, next point. The principle of spreading the teachings. Okay, continuing in the principles of the Sampradayic principle. Someone who is in the Sampradaya, what are the principles? Now we're looking at principle of spreading the teachings. So if we have something good and we experience it so much benefit, then it's our duty to spread this benefit, isn't it? It's the duty of a cultured person to help others by spreading something good. Okay, so we benefit so much from the Guru and the knowledge that he has given us, and we advance and we feel so grateful, advanced and purified. And what is the next thing? We have to spread it. We have to spread this knowledge. This is a basic feature of civilization or culture, that anything good, they'll spread knowledge widely. In Vedic culture, the highest knowledge was available to the lowest person. The culture was like that. The lowest person had access to astrology, Ayurveda. He did not know it. But who knew it? The Brahmanas knew it. But Brahmanas, simply, people will go and ask them and get knowledge of astrology and astronomy, and they'll give some bhiksha to the Brahmana. Or every morning, Brahmana will come and knock at the door, and he'll announce the Panchang, Tithi, and everything. And then the household, they'll ask the Brahmana, today I want to do this, or tomorrow we want to do this function. When is the proper record, Tithi, everything? He'll say that. The highest knowledge to the lowest. So this is the concept of civilization. Knowledge should be available. This is Vedic civilization, it was like that. So if we are getting so much benefit from this knowledge, then we have to spread the Guru's knowledge, the knowledge given by Guru. We have to take it and spread it. So Srila Prabhupada is our Shiksha Guru, all of us in ISKCON. And we got so much benefit. So we try to pass on the books and knowledge to everyone. This is a principle. This is something, it shows finally, in fact, they can tell who realize the teaching deeply by seeing their missionary spirit. When that missionary spirit increases a lot, then they are categorized as a Madhyama Bhakta, medium level. Of course, highest is Uttama Bhakta, that's rare. But just the idea of someone preaching means that he got a deep realization. Okay. There's an interesting point mentioned about ahimsa in Bhagavad Gita in a purport. Definition of ahimsa is given, and that is one who does not spread Krishna consciousness is practicing violence. So this is given in Bhagavad Gita here, purport of Srila Prabhupada. Now we know that some people have used Bhagavad Gita to take the to say that Bhagavad Gita is teaching ahimsa, non-violence. So we should be not violent. We should do our aims by not being violent. But this is a misunderstanding. First of all, Bhagavad Gita was spoken in a war. So if Arjuna was not non-violent, he killed a lot of people. So we cannot say that Bhagavad Gita is saying to be non-violent. And so because of that, we should not be violent. That is not the idea. But it does say not to be violent, but what is the explanation? Let's look at it. In Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada has given us the real meaning of ahimsa. Here it is. Non-violence is generally taken to mean not killing or destroying the body. But actually, non-violence means not to put others into distress. People in general are trapped by ignorance in the material concept of life, and they perpetually suffer material pains. Unless one elevates people to spiritual knowledge, one is practicing violence. So that's an important point. Unless one is elevating people to spiritual knowledge, he's a violent person. Violent is one who is neglecting preaching spiritual knowledge. This is violence, because the jiva will take birth again, and we don't know where he'll take birth or how he'll take birth. So real non-violence means preaching Krishna consciousness. The most non-violent people are preachers of Bhagavad Gita. This is the verdict of Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna tells us to preach the message. He says, where is that? Here it is. Bhagavad Gita 18.68 and 69. Ya idam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati bhakti mai param krutva mam evaishyati asangshaya nachat tasman manishyeshu kashchin me priya krittama bhavita na chame tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. Translation. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So look at this principle of spreading the teachings is directly spoken by Krishna. Krishna is directly speaking here and saying, after giving the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, that Arjun, you simply surrender to me and give up all other paths that I've spoken about. Simply surrender to me. So this, after giving that conclusion, what is Krishna saying? That this should be spread. This should be preached. Krishna himself is saying that. So this is the message, that a preacher of Bhagavad Gita is pleasing Krishna. The teachings can be spread also by writing books, giving lectures, distributing books. We are talking about principle of spreading the teachings. If somebody is in Sampradaya as a disciple, then he may spread the teachings by writing books on the subject or giving lectures on the subject or distributing books of previous acharyas. So one of the Sampradayic principles, a very strong one, is that the member of the Sampradaya, the disciple, has to spread the teaching. Okay, so this brings us to the end. In conclusion, I'll mention 4 points. Number one, we mentioned yesterday that the Vedic system of Sampradaya is a powerful system for passing down and spreading teachings. Powerful because the spiritual knowledge is intact, and the meaning that Krishna intended, but whether he spoke, is passed down, not that someone gave a different meaning. Okay. Second, if one wants spiritual knowledge and advancement, they have to come into one of the 4 bona fide Sampradayas. This is required. Number 3, one who comes into the Sampradaya by taking a guru should understand his role as a disciple. As the disciple, as a representative of Parampara, he should understand his role, which is what we discussed here. Okay, so Hare Krishna. This is conclusion of Sampradaya and Sampradayic principles. The duty of the disciple, of the follower. Okay, so we'll take questions now. I can see one here. How can one easily understand the term to take shelter? This word is used in ISKCON to mean that one has understood that I want to take instruction and diksha from a certain guru, but that doesn't happen immediately. He approaches the guru and speaks his idea, that his desire. I want to take diksha, or I want to take, you don't speak of diksha. Initially we speak about, we want to take shelter. So shelter means, now in my heart, I have accepted that personality to be my guru. Now, the guru will not immediately agree. He has to test the disciple through maybe his other disciples who are going to see his behavior and whether he's following and everything else. So that's the system of, that's the meaning, to take shelter. Okay, that's used in ISKCON. I got to say though that was not used before in Prabhupada's time much. It just, we gave diksha. The time for diksha came, they gave diksha. But can be used. We can approach the guru and specify, and then he can take time to study us. And so. Okay, any other question? I think that's it. Okay, fine. So then we'll stop here. Okay, this concludes part 2, which is the only second part. That's it. It's only 2 parts, the seminar. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.